Kelly Ripa is known for her infectious smile, her quick wit, and the kind of warm on-screen energy that has made millions of people wake up with her for over 2 decades. But something happened behind the scenes of her most recent project that nobody expected. Something that left her physically shaking. Not from excitement, not from nerves, from pure, unfiltered rage. And when the full story came out, fans couldn't stop talking about it. Welcome back to another celebrity entertainment update, and today we are diving deep into the latest news surrounding one of Hollywood's most beloved couples, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. Now, if you follow the world of celebrity news, you already know that Kelly and Mark are far more than just a picture-perfect pair. They are co-hosts, business partners, executive producers, and after nearly 30 years of marriage, they are still very much each other's biggest creative collaborators. But their newest project together has taken things to an entirely different level. We are talking about a brand new documentary series that is already generating serious buzz, and the emotional toll it took on Kelly Ripa while making it. That's the story everyone is talking about right now. To really understand why this moment is landing the way it is, let's take a step back and appreciate just how far Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have come together. Kelly Ripa first became a household name through her long run on the iconic daytime talk show that eventually became Live with Kelly and Mark. Her charm, her humor, and her refreshingly candid personality made her one of daytime television's most enduring stars. Over the years, she's also proven herself as a savvy producer and storyteller, not just a face in front of the camera. Mark Consuelos, of course, started out as an actor, perhaps best known for his years on All My Children, before eventually joining Kelly on the live stage in 2023 as her permanent co-host. Together, they brought a new dynamic to morning television. Their chemistry, the playful teasing, the genuine affection, the occasional oversharing, turned Live with Kelly and Mark into more than just a talk show. It became a window into a real relationship, and audiences loved every minute of it. But here's the thing about Kelly and Mark that often gets overlooked in the gloss of their public image. They are genuinely passionate storytellers, and they have used their platform and their production clout to shine a light on stories that actually matter to people. Which brings us to their newest venture, and the one that left Kelly Ripa quite literally shaking with anger. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos serve as executive producers on a brand new 6-part docuseries on Hulu titled Squatters. Get the F*** out of my house star. The series premiered on June 4th, 2025, and it is already turning heads. The show follows real-life stories from across the United States. Ordinary homeowners who found themselves in unimaginable situations when squatters moved into their properties and, through a maze of complicated legal loopholes, made it nearly impossible for the rightful owners to reclaim what was theirs. These are not dramatizations. These are real people, real families, real homes, and real legal battles that stretched on for months, sometimes longer. When Kelly Ripa sat down with People magazine ahead of the premiere, she did not hold back about how the experience of producing this series affected her on a deeply personal level. "I'm very much. If something is unjust, it enrages me," she said. And then she added something that immediately went viral across social media and entertainment news outlets. "I was shaking through half of these stories. Just like shaking from rage." That phrase, shaking from rage, captured something real. Not a performance. Not a PR-crafted soundbite. A genuine, visceral emotional reaction from a woman who spent months immersed in stories of people losing access to their own homes, their own lives, their own sense of safety. And that wasn't the end of the story, because Mark Consuelos had his own jaw-dropping reaction to what they uncovered during production. In the same interview, Mark admitted that learning how difficult it is, legally, to remove someone from your property left him stunned. He said, and this is almost too relatable, that he would be in so much trouble if this happened to me, because, as he put it, all the things I thought about doing are against the law. There is something both deeply human and quietly hilarious about that admission. Here is a man who is cool, collected, and charismatic on national television, every single morning. And the idea of someone illegally occupying his home had him mentally running through options that his legal team would absolutely not approve of. But beyond the humor of that moment, what Mark was pointing to was something genuinely alarming that the docuseries explores with real care and nuance. The legal process for homeowners in these situations can be painfully slow. And as Kelly described in the interview, the damage doesn't stop at the door. They don't just squat in your home, she explained. They profit from squatting, subleasing it to whoever wants to come and go. And then they are destroying the property, taking out appliances, the fixtures, the beautiful chandeliers, ripping the wood out of the floors, selling off anything and everything. That level of detail, those specifics, made it clear that Kelly and Mark didn't just slap their names on this project. They went in deep. They learned the stories. They sat with the victims. And they felt it. When news broke of Kelly's shaking from rage admission, the internet responded immediately, and in a big way. Fans across social media flooded comment sections, expressing their own emotional reactions to the docuserie's premise. Many viewers shared personal stories of knowing someone who had been affected by squatting situations. Others praised Kelly and Mark for using their platform to bring visibility to a real and growing issue, one that touches the intersection of property rights, housing law, and economic vulnerability across the country. Entertainment news outlets picked up the quote quickly, with headlines highlighting the raw, unscripted nature of Kelly's reaction. In a media landscape where celebrity interviews can often feel polished to the point of feeling hollow, her candor cut through immediately. And perhaps most tellingly, viewers began tuning in to Squatters in droves, curious to see the stories that left the beloved live with Kelly and Mark host this emotionally undone. Fans immediately started reacting not just to the show itself, but to this new version of Kelly and Mark, the version that isn't performing morning joy, but is genuinely, authentically angry on behalf of people who were failed by a broken system. There is something worth pausing on here, because it speaks to who Kelly Ripa is beyond the television persona. For decades, Kelly has been the woman in the bright studio, laughing and connecting and making mornings feel lighter. That role requires something, a kind of relentless positivity that can make it easy to assume the smile never fades. But what this documentary project revealed is something her longtime fans have always suspected. Kelly Ripa carries a deep well of empathy and a fierce sense of justice beneath that warmth. When she says something is unjust and it enrages her, you believe her. Because she wasn't performing outrage for a camera. She was telling a journalist the truth about what it felt like to look into the eyes of homeowners who had been failed. And for Mark, a man who has spent his career playing dramatic roles and navigating complex emotional terrain as an actor, to say he was stunned by what they found, that says something. Together, they didn't just produce a documentary. They produced something they clearly believe in, something that kept them up at night, something that made them shake. Beyond the personal story of Kelly and Mark's emotional journey, the broader impact of squatters, get the F*** out of my house is already being felt in a real way. Housing is one of the most emotionally charged conversations happening in America right now. Rising property values, a complicated rental market, and legal systems that vary wildly from state to state and community to community have created a landscape where situations like the ones featured in this docuseries are not as rare as many people might assume. As Mark noted in his interview, I think it's not just state to state, it's community to community. That observation reflects the depth of research that went into this project. And what makes the series genuinely compelling beyond the outrage-inducing stories is that it doesn't approach the subject in a one-sided way. Legal analysts are given space to explain why tenant protections exist and how they have historically served to protect vulnerable people. The series asks whether certain legal loopholes have been stretched in ways that create new vulnerabilities for homeowners, and it asks those questions with evidence, not hysteria. That balance gives the project real credibility, and it reflects well on Kelly and Mark as producers who are willing to engage with complexity rather than simply chase emotional reactions. This is celebrity storytelling that goes somewhere. It matters beyond the entertainment news cycle. And for Live with Kelly and Mark, it adds a new chapter to the couple's public narrative. One that positions them not just as morning television personalities, but as producers with genuine conviction and purpose. At the end of the day, what this story gives us is a reminder of something we can sometimes forget when we watch our favorite celebrities from a distance. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos are not just a brand. They are not just a television couple. They are two people who, nearly 30 years into their marriage, are still choosing to do meaningful work together. Still choosing to be challenged. Still allowing themselves to be moved, disturbed, and yes, enraged by the world around them. And when Kelly Ripa tells you she was shaking from rage, you don't just note the quote and move on. You sit with it. Because behind that shake is a story worth telling. Behind that shake are real families, real homes, and real injustices that a 6-part documentary and a couple who gave a damn helped bring to the light. That's a good thing, and it's worth watching. So what do you think? Are you planning to watch Squatters? Get the F*** out of my house * on Hulu? And did Kelly Ripa's raw emotional reaction to the subject matter make you more curious about the series? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing what you think, and your voice genuinely shapes what stories we cover next. If you enjoyed this celebrity update, subscribe for more entertainment news and Hollywood stories. We are here every week with the stories that matter, told the way they deserve to be told.